everybody? Welcome to Taco Talk Tuesday. Back again for another week. Is that how we do? I'm your host, Jeffrey. All right, you guys, go ahead. Start down the line. Introduce yourselves. Want to start with ladies first?
Hi, my name is Kenya Parham.
Okay. I'm Darnell Lamont Walker of thecleverbastard.com and everything else.
Wow.
Yeah.
I need a website.
Of the Virginia Walkers. Yeah. Your turn.
I'm Josh McBride of JoshMcBrideWorld.com.
Joshy McBee.
Yep, that's it.
How you guys doing tonight? How was your weekend? What did you guys do?
It was good. I was in D.C. I escaped that cold weather.
Thank God.
Yeah, I was there. I work in politics, so it was tiring. But it was a good weekend. D.C. is pretty. The snow is pretty when you can leave it. I like being able to leave the snow.
Right.
And come home to this.
And look at it on social media versus being stuck in it.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was pretty to take pictures of. I posted an Instagram video. It was snowing. It was beautiful. And then I left, which was the best part.
Well, you got lucky. You got out. Hell yeah. You got out.
I did. And came home and wore my tank top and flip-flops.
Right. Because that's what we do here in LA in February.
There you go.
How was your weekend, Josh?
It was good. I missed the snow as well. I'm a New Yorker, so I completely missed the snow. Got out a little earlier than then, but it was good. I'm liking this LA weather, and I didn't think I was gonna need a sweater. You do kind of need a sweater at night, though. Here,
it gets a
little
little
nippy.
Yeah.
It's a little nippy.
It's the desert.
People think don't get
It'll
cold
fuck
in
you
LA.
up.
Yeah.
Anything, Darnell, you do this weekend?
You know, I never know what happened this weekend. I think
This is literally every week.
This is every week. I don't know. I remember alcohol, drugs, and rolling in. Oh no, actually, I didn't do any drugs. But my car broke down, and this guy came to fix it, and then it broke down again, and I had to fix it while it was sitting in the grocery store parking lot myself. So that's what I did this weekend. I learned how to fix an alternator.
What time was that?
This was in the daytime.
Oh, that's good.
So I learned how to fix an alternator. So my car is 87 Caprice. I refuse to let it die. So I just keep reviving it.
87.
It's the 87 Caprice.
What's her name? Marisol?
Marisol. Hardest working Mexican woman I know.
My weekend was spent just doing random activities. Sunday fun day was probably the best part. Very random. Out drinking. I ran into you.
I know you had a great outfit.
I had a great. So I had a pajama party on Saturday that I went to. And I just never took it off. So I went out Sunday all day in the same onesie. It's great. You guys got to go to one piece.
Yeah, no, he did.
I literally had
I saw him
all Saturday night. Very random short story of it is me and my friends I went with woke up Sunday and was like, let's just go to brunch. Let's not get dressed. And brunch turned into random. Let's go out and drink and bar.
Your friends were still with you?
Yes. And they had one of my friends had on the onesie as well. So
Are your friends watching?
Probably. Hey. All right. So you guys, the way we do it for you guys first time, the way we do things here, we start every show with the shot. Everybody's got a shot glass in front of them.
Stop trying to take two. Stop trying to get two.
Oh, it is. All right. So cheers, everybody.
Do we say anything?
Make a wish.
L'chaim, man.
Salud.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's not that bad. It's really good.
Were you expecting the words?
I was expecting something strong.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to jump into it, you guys. It's time for Hot Topics. It's
All
going to be a little interesting this week because some are more prepared than others. So, biggest thing going on right now. So, everyone knows that the Academy Awards are coming up on February 15th. No, I'm sorry, that's the Academy Awards. I don't know what the Academy Awards are anyway, but it's a hashtag going on right now. Huh? It's
End of February.
In February. Hashtag going on right now, Oscars So White. So this year, the second year in a row, all of the actors, all of the actresses, all supporting, lead, films, everything that has been nominated are white. They're all white. There is no sign of color, not just, color black, but there are no minorities, no Hispanics, no Latino, no Asian, nothing. It's all white. Right. And this year, it is really being just put out there. Variety, they just released their cover today. I don't have the picture, but it's an all-white cover with a picture of the trophy, the Oscar statue, and it just says "Shame on Us" on the cover, and everything is white. You had
oh well, way to go.
Way to go, right? You've had stars that have come out that spoke about it. Spike Lee and Jada Pinkett Smith, they are saying that you should boycott the Oscars. Right. We've had some stars come out. Julie Delpy, she came out and she said that she wished she was African American
because it's easier than it is being a white woman.
And then you also had my lady right here, the English lady, her name is slipping my mind at the moment. But next
see
to
her
one of the
photo.
picture next to Idris Elba, y'all see her. She said that it's racist to white people, black people asking other, black people, ethnicities, people of color to boycott the Oscars. What do you guys think about
Okay,
this?
so the first thing is, this is not a new conversation. Like,
Right on.
83, 84, Eddie Murphy was hosting the Oscars. The same thing happened. In
2015.
Okay, yes, great. But what I'm saying is that this is like, so the first thing I'd like to offer is that like we stop acting surprised. I think that if inclusion was really inclusive, if we wouldn't need to create these platforms to celebrate things. Nor do I necessarily think that every platform needs to carry the weight of acknowledging everything and everyone. I think that that's a beautiful thing about having position and power and being able to celebrate ourselves. I just don't know why we are seeking acknowledgement from an institution that has never really.
Well, they actually came out
celebrated
though, and they apologized, saying that we need to do things differently.
Yeah.
But the
That-
time
well,
that
see,
you,
the
but the
problem
time
with
that you
that-
apologize is not.
I'm playing the other side.
Oh, no, I wasn't
No.
going to say anything about that, but I think the problem with the Academy, though, like I'm glad they said something.
It's
but
old white guys,
but
though,
the
who've
Academy-
been there.
Right, but the Academy, and it's not solely on them, but we know that it's on the studios and on the casting directors and on the producers and the major figures, but the Academy won't throw them under the bus. They won't come out and say it was you guys' fault, which we know. And they know, but we need them to say it.
Yeah, but we had incredible movies this year,
Because-
and including movies that are now being talked about doing a sequel. Creed came out
Right, Creed,
with
yeah.
Michael B.
Creed
Jordan.
came out.
Beast of No
The
Nation.
wait.
Straight
For
Outta
Creed-
Compton.
for Creed,
These
how about
were
this?
incredible
The
movies that-
director is black. The lead actor is black, but Sylvester Stallone is the one who got the nomination.
Right.
Fair
Straight
point.
Outta Compton, you just mentioned that.
All
Full
the
black
writers.
cast, but
The
he
writers
got
got-
nominated for screenplay,
Right.
which were white people.
All white.
Yeah.
And like the studio won't say it. The studio won't say what the problem is. I mean, we know who's voting. We know what's happening. So that is an issue. But I mean, not the studio, the Academy. But they won't say it's the studio's fault. Like even last year when what's my man name from 12 Years a Slave? Steve McQueen,
Yeah.
when he was at the round table and he was like, so why aren't we bringing in more black leads? And he was like, I don't know, you got to ask them. And he was talking
Right.
about the white guys at the
Right.
table, and they were just like, and they
Right.
got really silent. Like this, like I'm with you, Kenny. It's like an old conversation
Yeah.
that I'm tired of having. But since we're talking about Jada Pinkett, like she wasn't. I don't even like. Clearly, I don't like her. One, she's a horrible actress, and I think she's only boycotting because Will didn't get the nomination. Because
So
she would have had her
that's
ass
what-
sitting
yeah.
front and center
Yeah.
had Will got nominated.
So that's what we're
And
gonna
then
come
she
to,
later
man.
apologized.
She
Then
later
she later
apologized,
apologized
yeah.
to the Academy
So-
the next day.
With Jada's,
Yeah.
she put out her video on Facebook to her fans asking everyone to boycott.
Like
and
you wasn't even
everything.
invited. You
She
were a
got-
plus one.
She,
How you
Oh,
tell me to boycott?
that's she goes into the interviews.
You're a
also.
plus one.
Jada Pinkett actually, I don't know if you guys saw this, but she got a very interesting response
I did see
from fellow blacktress Janet Huber.
Uh-huh.
And that's
what
her
she has labeled
vlog
herself.
too. What is it? She calls herself black.
Blacktress,
What's
yeah.
her-
She's a blacktress Janet Huber. So Janet Huber, she went on
Wait,
to
for
make-
all, nobody doesn't know who that is. by
Janet
the way.
Huber is on the
Black
original
Aunt
the original Aunt Viv
Fresh
from the
Prince.
Fresh
Black
Prince
Aunt
of
Viv,
Bel-Air.
yeah.
Black Aunt Viv.
Now,
Shocker
the
Viv.
video, I have to say, she made some very valid. Did you guys see the video?
I did.
Yes.
She made some very valid points. One of which
The whole thing was bad.
Right. One of which I'm gonna point out. She said you have a huge production company. Speaking of Will and Jada Pinkett Smith, you have a huge production company where you only produce your friends, your families, and yourselves. So you are a part of Hollywood. You are a part of the system that is unfair. What do you guys? And she also, of course, like you said, said Jada, you're just mad. You wouldn't be nominated. You're just mad because Will didn't get nominated.
And she's
for his
clearly
role.
speaking for him.
Well,
Very much.
okay. So
But he didn't know she did it actually. He was out doing
was he
a
out of
press
town?
trip.
He was like
out of
the country.
He did an interview
know.
recently.
You think he don't know right before she put it up?
I don't believe that.
It
I
seemed
believe
like a
that.
pretty impulsive thing
I agree.
for
And
her
plus,
to do.
That thing
When
was
was the
well
last
produced.
time-
The editing was nice. The lighting was
Well,
on
but
she has a
happens in
production
post? I mean,
company.
come on, let's
And
be
also,
real.
when's the last time you guys heard from Aunt Viv?
A couple of
Oh,
last year, didn't she?
Oh,
She
damn
put
it,
something
I haven't
out.
heard from her.
Like
Speaks out.
she speaks
Speaks
out.
out.
Yeah, Blacktress. She get on her page. She speaks out.
I don't- that's
but
the
did
one
y'all
blog I
watch
know.
the video?
I
Did y'all see
did.
that filter that she had on?
Yeah.
She went into that Photoshop and picked that out. All right, so Academy Awards, they'll be on sometime in February. Check your local listings. We'll find out about that.
I mean, it was just interesting. I don't know. I thought it was interesting that the Academy then felt like they needed to go back to Chris Rock and shore him up as a host to make sure that he wasn't going to leave.
disappointed that
I mean,
he's still doing it.
I would be less concerned about him leaving as host and more concerned about what he's going to do with that precious airtime, like Eddie Murphy did in
But see, I think it's going to be a situation like Taraji Henson at the Golden Globes where he's gonna bring it up, but it's going to be in such a manner that it's going to be a joke. And it's just going to go over people's heads, and he's just going to be this guy on stage that didn't boycott the Oscar. Like Spike Lee's talking about boycotting, but he refuses to give the award back that he just got.
But Spike Lee has had an unrelenting, contentious relationship with the Academy.
But like someone spoke out today. Like I'm glad they gave him the honorary award. But now that he's speaking out again, I wish he would have just turned it down. I wish he would give it back.
Right.
Well, okay, this is my thing.
Don't say boycott if you're gonna keep it.
Two things, I guess. I was listening to Whoopi Goldberg. She said that, you know, what if she was making a point, I can't remember the whole thing, but it came down to what's the quality or where are the films with black people that should be nominated? Like what films came out last year, what Concussion should have been nominated? A lot of people saying that Will deserve the Oscar.
Not for that Irish accent.
Nigerian. But like, what about film? Like, were there any black films out? Like, who are the actors? We're mad that we didn't see anyone else nominated, but who should?
But that's what I'm saying.
You don't think Idris should have gotten the nomination?
Oh, I haven't seen this nomination, but
Beast
what I hear about it, I haven't
was
seen it.
masterful.
But
it was
Creed
masterful.
and Straight Outta Compton.
But that's what I'm saying. Like even Idris Elba spoke out recently in London, and he was saying that while he came to America to seek roles, he's like, I didn't go to America because there weren't any roles in London. There were plenty of roles, but it was the head of a gang, drug dealers, and that's the same thing in America. Like there are not, like it's not on the Academy if there's nothing for them to nominate.
They had 4 films to choose
They get
from.
4,
right?
and it's like,
well,
you know what I mean?
Technically, so very interesting. Every film that comes out, it's there for them to nominate. So if they want to nominate along, they can, even though that's probably not going to be nominated. But I'm just saying, every film that comes out in a year is on there for the board to nominate.
And I get that, right, and I get that, but I think that. Like if next year, like the Academy, who the president is a black woman, if next year every voter,
her name's Cheryl, you know she black.
Well,
but if every voter in the Academy was black next year, the movies would still be the same. We would still have these white movies that are coming in.
Here's a double problem for me. So the Academy, in addition to their response of I'm sorry, right, also said, okay, we're going to open up 3 seats on our board of the 51-person board, and make those seats specifically designated for folks who are either women or people of color, right? So it's like the minority seats, right? 3 golden wrap minority seats that no one else, other person can hold. Again, to Darnell's point, like there's not an overall conversation happening about like what happens in these boardrooms and these issues of governance. Like to me, that's not a sufficient answer. Like, okay, 3 of the thank you so much. 3 golden wrap seats.
Minority seats.
Thank you. Because what you're not doing is what you're saying is, okay, we're going to invite voices to the table, but we're not going to address why these people are not going to be nominated. I don't necessarily think that there's always a connection between skin color and consciousness.
Right.
So the fact that you're going to open up these seats to say a woman has to sit here, an African American person is going to sit here, and an Asian person is going to sit here, fantastic, kumbaya, hold hands around the globe.
But it's going to be Stacey Dash on the board, and we're going to be
that's another story. Hang on, that's another story.
I forgot.
I don't know who that
But to another last point that we can move on. Jada Pinkett, and Spike Lee in regards to their boycotting. My thing is they're saying boycott. And then what? It's like this is going to be a thing until after the Oscars air, and then nobody's going to talk about it until
they're not boycotting no more.
Well, until she's not boycotting anymore. I didn't read that.
She said she's looking forward to the future with the Academy.
Well, until next year when the Oscars come around and we see if there's a change, in the diversity. It's like it's just gonna die. So you're giving us instruction. Okay, boycott.
We got the same conversation.
But then what? Boycott and then what? That's
and then have the same conversation next year.
All right.
How you gonna stand at the picket line and then go home when the sun goes down?
Exactly.
I don't understand.
Because she wants an award.
How you gonna?
Never mind. So moving along, you guys. Last week on Fox and Friends, Fox's favorite correspondent, whatever you want to call this woman, Stacey Dash, decided to sit down and give some very interesting words. We're going to take a and we'll come back and talk about it.
I think it's ludicrous.
Why?
Because we have to make up our minds. Either we want to have segregation or integration. And if we don't want segregation, then we need to get rid of channels like BET and the BET Awards and the Image Awards, where you're only awarded if you're black. If it were the other way around, we would be up in arms. It's a double standard. No. Just like there shouldn't be a Black History Month. You know, we're Americans, period.
All right. So, what do you guys
Somebody need to punch her in her throat. All those awards she's giving out for these shows, all these videos.
Okay, so the funniest thing, and I wish I had pulled it up for you guys. Did you see the day she said that BET came out on their Instagram page with a screenshot of her in the episode of the game?
The game
Said, so Stacey Dash, can we
have
get our
our
check
money
back
right?
or nah?
That's
Yeah.
funny.
That was so funny.
I saw another really funny meme that had a snap her in the Kanye video.
It was like she ain't been right since Kanye
Thank
dropped off
you.
the airport.
Right. What are sunglasses
That
on
was
or
funny.
whatever?
I just feel like there's so many things that I could say, but I just like to remind her that her lighter pigmentation, straight hair, and green eyes will not protect her from being called a nigga in back rooms on Fox and Friends. I would just like to help, I just want her to sit with that and really, really sit with that. I don't understand.
I don't get it.
And I don't really want to talk about it.
I
honestly.
don't understand why this woman is. This is not she is repeatedly on Fox and Friends, the same platform over and over.
It's because they're
the same
paid.
network.
But that was the
But
controversy.
it's
yeah.
the same network. Just a few months ago, when she was talking about President Obama, she used profanity. They suspended her, but she is consistently going on this network.
But
How
you're
many other
watching.
black people
but
are
you,
lining
I am
up
not
to
watching
get
it. I'm
these
seeing
checks?
I'm seeing the clips after. I'm
Right,
not watching
but
that
You
shit
just
live.
projected
and
it,
you
though.
just
We
mentioned
just
Fox and
projected it,
Friends.
which
So
is
we're
why I
doing
said I don't
exactly
want.
We are giving.
But we're
okay.
doing
I don't wanna
exactly
talk about it
if they're
anymore.
paying her, we're talking about Fox and Friends. If one of us didn't know what Fox and Friends was, but we knew the girl from Clueless said something racy, we
said their network name 10 times.
We said her
her
name.
name 7 times.
And where
if
has
we
she
could
been?
just move along.
But can we bring up?
Oh, go ahead.
I say punch in the
No,
throat.
I was gonna say, is Gabrielle Union on the next thing to
I
talk
don't
about?
know. What?
So Gabrielle Union did an interview with Entertainment Tonight Canada.
Oh, it was so amazing.
And they said to
love
her
her.
something along the lines, this was off camera, so we didn't hear totally what the producer was saying. But what did you think about what Stacey Dash had to say? Gabrielle Union.
We can act it out. You want to act it out?
You be Gabrielle
I'll be
Union, I'll be
Gabrielle.
the producer.
I wanted you to be
Fantastic.
Gabrielle though.
Well, that's on the weekends.
Okay.
Gabrielle, what did you think about what Stacey Dash had to say?
Who?
You know, she was on Fox and Friends, and
Who? Is she related to Dame Dash?
no, she was on Fox and Friends.
Is she on death row? I feel like I don't really know.
No.
I heard about this crazy lady, but I don't really know. Who are you talking about?
Yeah. What?
Again, see? Right.
And scene.
Fantastic.
Well done.
But the better one. I don't know if you remember. I think it was the year or a year ago when Vivica Fox.
Oh, Vivica Fox is the
shaded
best one.
Stacey Dash. She was in an interview similar to that, and she was on camera though. And the guy asked her something in regards to the stupid shit that Stacey had said at the time, and she said she just doesn't have anything to promote. She ain't got a job.
Right.
It was so funny.
She's just using it for airtime.
It's true.
Airtime.
It's true.
Just flick their hair back.
And flick the hair back.
It's true. And Miss Dash, after 2016, on November 9th, you're not going to have a job anymore. The line for black folks signing up to be surrogates for the Conservative Party is going to be over. It's going to be shut down. And you're not going to have a job anymore.
Once Trump is in there.
But to say there should not be a black
Please don't.
Once
history
Trump
month.
takes
Please
off.
don't, Darnell.
She said, now I don't even watch
Please
BET.
don't.
I don't
Please
even
don't.
watch BET, but I understand the need for it, or at least what they
BT
feel the need
now,
for it is.
let me say this. I don't agree with Stacey because she should be shot and punched in the throat. But I do think the BT needs to be burned down.
I don't think so.
I think we need to burn. I think we need a better station for black people.
It needs to be reorganized.
BT is too far beyond, and it should be shot and stabbed and burned down.
My name is Kendi Parman. I do not approve.
Ain't
However-
that why they make the song "We Fall Down, but We Get Up"?
Fuck that.
BET
BT has been bad for since 2001. It is
Listen.
far beyond repair. and then you got these others. Like, we need better television.
Wait, but
I think there's a need for it, just like there's a need for historically black colleges and universities. But we need better. We need
I agree.
Our schools have gotten better.
Quality
BET needs to
programming,
get better.
But I don't. You said burn BET BET should.
They need to burn it.
They just need
No.
to.
Kathy Lee needs
mix it
to
up.
step down.
No, okay, so
Okay.
here's the
Josh,
problem,
go
and
ahead,
here's
go
where it
ahead.
Is her name
resonates.
Kathy Lee? What's her name? Kathy Hughes.
Kathy
So
was a
here's
comedian,
the issue. Here's
she
the
should
issue.
run BET. I'm sorry.
Here's the issue, and they talked about it. I was at a taping of The Real this morning, and they talked about this issue.
They need
What's
to burn
that?
that.
And
What's The Real?
That's
The
the
Real
talk show
is with Tamar
Tamara,
Braxton.
You
Tamara,
know what the
Love.
real is.
You do. It's on Fox. Adrian.
No,
Bailon.
actually, I could believe Darnell doesn't
Anyways,
know.
anyways.
Go ahead.
Another Fox
The-
and
Go ahead,
Friends
Josh.
show.
No, it's on
Another
Fox. It's on
No,
Fox.
no. Go ahead. Let him finish.
So they talked about this issue today, and they said, why can't we celebrate everybody, right? So if you think about it, there's a BET, great. There's a Lifetime, there's a Hallmark, there's a logo, right? So there's all these different kinds of stations for different audiences. And the reason is, and it's not about black people, and it's not about gay people, and it's not about white people. It's about why, and then you go back to the Oscars saying, there's no integration. We all can't celebrate each other as one. We have different outlets because for the longest time, we've never celebrated each other as one. And this dates back to, a very long time when there was all this segregation. But they talked about this, and it was so interesting to listen to this conversation today because people watch Logo, right? And there's a market for people watching a network that is about, it's typically a gay network. And there's the Lifetime and the Hallmark, which is more, women driven. And the reason that big networks and head honchos of TV create these spaces is because as a country, as a world, we still haven't gotten to the point where we can celebrate everybody at this table right here and celebrate it as one versus something like, well, let's put these people over here, and it becomes concentrated, right? So we celebrate the black people on BET, and then we celebrate the gay people on Logo, and then we go over to Lifetime and Hallmark, and we're celebrating the women. Because we can't. And I challenge people to celebrate it as one, to have a show, to have the Oscars. Why can't there be more inclusion? Why do we have to segregate anybody so that these channels like BET and Logo die out?
Well, that sounds like a perfect world.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
But it's important.
Absolutely.
It's important, and I do agree. I think that it needs to.
Absolutely,
it needs
that's a
to
dream.
get there.
It's a dream.
And it needs to get there. And I think that, we've worked on creating these networks where it can happen, but it just cannot happen. It just, for some reason, like I've worked in casting for a major network, and I worked in diversity casting specifically for a major network. And even in diversity casting, where we were trying to bring in a diverse population of actors, we still had executives that were like, I saw this white guy. I think we should bring him in. It was like, no, because look at television.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it's like we haven't gotten there yet. And I think it needs to happen, but until then, we definitely need. It's like if you ever watch School Days when they were like, people are saying that there's no need for HBCUs, and he's like, well, as long as there's a Brigham Young and a Notre Dame and all these other schools that cater to a specific audience, we need historically black colleges and universities. So it's just like that with the entertainment industry.
Furthermore, I don't think it's just about celebrating culture but also about culture resonates with certain folks. Black culture permeates all kinds of facets of other demographics. Like, so, and going back to the Oscars, I know I'm trying to move on. I just can't. It hurts, painful. But like, why can't we just acknowledge the fact that there are certain, as trends go, there are certain cultures that seem to be more exploited, commodified, shared, as in people identifying with them, whether they identify with your melanin quotient or not. There is something in particular, particularly appealing and attractive about Black culture.
It's relatability.
There is, but like that is the conversation I would like to have.
Right.
Like, and furthermore, we're going to talk about that in a little bit, I'm sure. When we get to some of the other things we're going to talk about, but those are the conversations that I would like to have. It's like, let's have an honest sit down, round table, focus group, about why Black culture is so on the entertainment side of things is so attractive for people to identify with, or I don't want to say the entirety of Black culture, because nobody wants to be face down in the street for 4 hours.
Oh, you saw Rachel Dolezal.
Nobody wants that. You're not attracted to that part, but you're attracted to these other things. So that's what I would like to have a conversation about, because I don't.
I feel you.
It will. It's just, I don't know.
But it's
I don't
glad
know if there's ever a solution or.
But but I'm glad that there's a start to that conversation. I'm glad we're asking the question why that we all can't be included.
But it's like
so because I don't think. Let me say one thing. So
go
I
ahead.
just don't think that, and no shade because my friend is on this show, but I don't think we're answering the inclusion sort of having every type there on a show like The View. Okay, so we talk about inclusion, right? So we're talking about sort of every different type and all being sitting at a round table like you're talking
aside
about.
from male, The View does have every inclusion. They have Black, they have
But it's
gay,
more
Are we
they
about to
have-
talk about somebody else who I don't
we
want to
don't
talk
wanna
about?
yeah, we're not- that's a whole other time. We don't get into it.
But I just want to say that isn't, for me, when I look at that show, that doesn't, I don't look at it and I go, oh, diversity. That's
Right.
not what that says to
I feel
me.
you.
That doesn't say to me, oh, they're including everybody.
And then a
know?
lot of
I don't
times,
think
but a
it's-
lot
but
of
it is-
times,
I don't think it's their opinions may not be suited to maybe what their diversity, being a Black person is. They're not necessarily like Black power and everything. Being, Raven being the gay person, her opinion may not be
Right.
gay and everything. What's Cameron, Full House girl, just having a
She's
white
on it?
perspective. Yeah, she's on
Yeah,
there.
she's on this. I
But-
mean, here's why. Here's the other thing that I'd like to hear from
I need to
people
watch
is.
TV.
You really need to catch
Yeah,
up
we
right
have to
now.
move on.
Hey.
We got to
Oh, we gotta move on.
Stop
Yeah,
working so hard.
I
That's
mean,
fine. Go ahead.
we're moving to another topic, but we're kind of staying in the same category. I hate nights like this.
Jeez.
So, Phoenix High School in Arizona, seniors are facing rap for doing something rather interesting at a homecoming rally. So,
Let's get on it.
right, Desert
Let's talk
Valley
about it.
Springs High School. What is this place? Desert Vista High School in a neighborhood near Phoenix. These girls, they took a photo for a yearbook day spelling out, the class spelled out best you ever seen class of 2016.
With asterisk.
Well, with asterisk. Well, there were 3 girls from that entire spelling decided to get together to take another picture that they
6
thought was
girls.
funny.
6
I'm
girls.
sorry, 6 girls who decided to get together and take this picture that you all see here.
Ooh.
We can guess what those asterisks are, filling in for. The district superintendent has said that it is unacceptable for any racial slur to be used, regardless of its intent. We need to understand that words
Regardless
matter.
of its-
Well, the girls, they have been suspended for a whopping 5 days.
What?
Who uses a racial epithet with an alternate intent?
But why?
I would just like to know.
I don't understand. Are you being
This is
funny?
because
I don't
because
understand.
they think it's cute, and this is what I was saying.
Where was this?
Because they think
Desert
it's
Vista
in
High School
Arizona.
in Arizona.
Because
it's
they
a
think
neighborhood
it's
right
cute
outside of Phoenix.
because they somehow
Isn't Phoenix one of the
attach
celebrate Martin King
themselves.
Day? Okay, I'm sorry.
They somehow attach themselves to an aspect of commodified culture with Black folks that they think is attractive. It is okay. It is sexy. It is popular. It is trendy for me to say this
Who's
and
saying that?
smile.
But see, I don't
But
think
who's saying that it's popular?
I don't think that was their intention.
I
I
don't
think their
think-
intention was
to get a laugh.
We're racist.
They're-
We're gonna
No,
make,
I thought it was a laugh.
It was for a laugh. It was definitely for a laugh. But
for a laugh.
I don't think they had that in mind, because I think that in real life they're racist.
I think it's because they hear it
and they
on
should
all
get
of
into
the
a car accident
songs.
and paralyzed.
and
from
they're-
the
and
waist
they're-
down.
I don't think it's because they hear them. No.
No, I
Based
for
on all the
5 days,
songs
for
they
5
would've played,
days.
it would have been NIGGA.
Let me tell you. I went to school with some girl. I wish they went to school with the girls I went to school with. Because as soon as somebody saw them across the gym with these shirts on, taking that picture, they all would have been slammed, body slammed, necks broke.
Clearly not.
No, it was
Clearly
no
not.
black people in that school.
We would still be fighting.
The real problem.
still be fighting.
The real problem with this is that Arizona, like many other states, is a state that has a history of having institutionally supported and affirmed racism. Mm-hmm. So my issue is less with
They were the ones with the
children.
immigration, right?
Right.
Recently.
It's less with the fact that the children thought that this was cute or funny or felt comfortable doing this. It's more so the response from the institution
5 days.
and the fact that
5 damn days. They could have got six.
And a letter
I
that
would-
says that we are appalled, or whatever the hell they said, by the acts of students, and that it shouldn't be acceptable regardless of intent. Which I don't even know. how you
As I'm
qualify.
sure that they laughed at in that
And so
meeting
I
when
don't-
the cameras weren't there.
Right, I don't know if any of you seen before I came here. I watched the interview. The girl Rachel, one of them name is Rachel or something. But
Which letter did she have on?
she was the R.
She was
So
the
the
R.
girl-
She was the R.
Oh,
So the
that's
R.
the word. She got the word.
She got the last.
She was the
Right.
R.
The E
That's
and the
worst.
R are the word.
The E and the
The
R
E and the
are
R
worst.
provides
Are the two worst
context.
words.
That's what it is.
It's
That's
But
context. It's
so
context.
she was
Yes.
on the local news, and she standing alongside black clergy and some black community leaders apologized to everyone.
They were
So
standing
not
behind
only
her?
not only should the students be punched in the throat, but the black people who stood beside them should be punched in the throat. And like I just don't get, because we saw the same thing with I don't know if you remember Levi Pettit.
Yeah, that was the one from the.
There'll never be a nigger in SAE.
Yeah.
You know, from
On the
from-
bus video.
Yeah, from the bus, and so that's what he did. The exact same thing. The governor or senator or the mayor of the town, along with like 9 pastors from the town, all black, stood beside him while he apologized. And it's
Well,
like,
I don't.
you can't keep
The thing is,
like,
I don't,
you can't keep
accept. I
apologizing.
don't accept her
We're-
apology.
but
But
we had
the
this
other
conversation.
5 girls can't apologize now. She beat them too.
We had this conversation on the show a while back. Like I accept no apologies for racism, and like there are many things. Like a friend of mine was like, "Do you think they should be punished for something they did as kids? They're young." I was like, "Yes."
No.
I said, "Well, I can forgive a lot of things. You can spit on me, you can punch me, but I could never forgive racism, and I think that they should be attacked."
Josh.
Why aren't we using that as an example nationwide, right? So if we're hearing 5 days, what the I don't know. I don't know.
They could
What
have
is
got
5
6
days?
6 day, one for each letter.
No,
They got
it doesn't matter.
They
I
should've been
don't
expelled.
think that there
They
was.
should've been expelled.
They should have been more than
This
expelled.
is more
Should
than
have
that.
been-
This is a bigger
they should've been,
issue.
that's what I'm saying. They should have been expelled.
And I want
Black
them to get
Twitter
their-
called the schools that they've been accepted to. It was like, do not accept these students for sending
But that's what
scholarships.
needs to happen, because as a college, as a university, no college should be accepting them. You want someone like that. Absolutely. I mean, this, and I'm sure the parents were like, oh, sweetie, sorry.
Because
you know.
where do you think they learn to be comfortable with that kind of
Exactly.
an action?
Racism is a
This is what I'm
learned
saying.
But
It
at
is
what
an
point? At what point are we
institutionally
on this
supported-
table being like, let's make sure it's that's like, where is that
Literally,
idea
no,
come
these
from?
6 girls knew the letters on their
They knew
shirt.
and they organized themselves.
These hoes
But
probably
this-
ain't even friends.
Okay, we're not going to do that
No.
tonight.
Okay,
we're
well,
not
I'm
going to do that. That's what we're not going to do.
Well, you said they
I'm
weren't
gonna
sorry.
sip.
They were not sorry about the word that they spelled out. So actually, I'm not sorry for the word that I just called.
I would.
Yeah, but I guess I just don't get where it comes from. Are they thinking, let's do a fun, and like, but where does the thought process go of like, let's do shirts, let's spell this out, and let's wear it to school?
It's because they have no emotional, historical connection to the word that they spelled out. And the only time
Right.
that they hear any version of that word is in pop culture. That is the problem. And that's why states like Arizona and Texas, it is so ridiculously
Yeah.
dangerous to start changing these history books.
Right.
What we need is an insertion of like cultural competency classes in these places. That's what
Yeah.
we really need.
They don't
Like,
work.
the only
They don't
thing-
that is what
the
we
only
really
thing
need.
But
that
those-
they
they don't-
have
those don't
inserted-
work either,
The
though.
only thing they've inserted in those books is that slaves were migrant workers. That's what they inserted. into these
Indentured
new
servants,
books.
right?
Indentured, right.
Smiling, whistling while they work.
The
Right.
cultural the only people that get paid for
Whistle.
cultural competency classes are the consultants that come in and teach them. Like they're the only people that benefit from it, because they don't work. Like all these jobs have diversity sensitivity training. Like you still go back to your office and you're still racist.
But
and
the
you're
problem
still-
is that
and
it
you're
can't just
still
be
a bigot,
cured
you're
by
still
one
prejudiced.
class. These kids
Right.
it's got to be an institutionally supported mandate as a
Right.
part of curriculum. It has to be core
But that's
curriculum
money,
from the
and
time.
Arizona's not known.
But it's no. That's
But-
not
but
money.
even-
That is a choice.
Yes, it is, but
Right.
no, but
That's
it's
a
money
choice.
that's funding.
Right, but the
that
issue-
class is costing money to put on, and Arizona, a state like
It does
Arizona,
come- it
Here's the
does
thing.
come
I
back
want to
money.
see
And
a
the school
STAR
can- and the-
aptitude test for kids who can be culturally competent. That's what I want to
And the
see. I want to
school
see
can have-
children being taught to test fairly on
But-
being able to function in a melting pot of a society.
But if I'm on paper here, that's way different
But
than
you
you and I
have to
having a
be-
conversation.
Right.
And what I hear on the radio when I drive home from school.
And right, you
I
have
can
to be
tell you
immersed
that
in
what I am supposed to say is, please, Mom, can I have a glass of milk?
But I
right?
get home,
but if
my
I'm like,
mama
Mom,
will
bitch,
say,
I want a
That's
glass
like
of
your
milk.
resume.
Right.
That's
Understand.
your resume.
But
Get a job.
And
Fake
you
it
have a
till-
fake
fake it till you
resume.
make it.
And your resume is
Fake it till you make it. Listen.
Right. I mean, and that's true. Like I can take whatever class I want to at school or at work. When I get home, I'm still going to say this.
Exactly.
Right.
Or
And
my
your
parents
text
are going to say,
and your text messages
literally-
and your friends.
It's literally taking a damn driving test. You fill out that test.
Yep.
Oh, I stop at stop signs.
Right.
I don't.
I leave a
speed.
car
But when
between
you're you on your
yeah.
cell phone, you texting, you doing all the shit you ain't
Right.
supposed to.
Right.
The simplest form of breaking it down. All right, y'all. We have 2 minutes for one more topic. We gonna really quick get into Donald Trump. He says. Well, he has some interesting things to say. So, at a campaign stop in Iowa, Donald Trump spoke to his voters to say what he could do to not lose
Young gun.
any voters.
Little
Real
late.
quick, we gonna
Little
play the
late.
clip and come back and talk about it.
A little late on that one. Who? Yeah.
I don't know who we're talking about.
My people are so smart. And you know what else they say about my people? The polls. They say, I have the most loyal people. Did you ever see that? Where I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay? It's like incredible.
That he could shoot somebody and not lose any votes.
And his poll numbers went up after that.
As the resident political,
Stand in the way.
channel.
Stand in the middle
His
of
poll
Fifth
numbers
Avenue
went up.
and shoot somebody.
And he's a New Yorker.
First of all, the court of public opinion is ruling right now. I refuse to believe that this phase, this trend, this obsession with whatever his name is going to translate to the ballot box. I don't
We
believe
saw
in that.
Bush lose in 2000 and he still won presidency. So it really doesn't matter.
But
Fair play.
I ain't voting.
Listen, we are in a representative democracy.
You have to vote.
Cannot.
You
No,
have to
Darnell.
Don't vote.
Darnell.
It does
You have
not
to
matter.
vote. Darnell,
Darnell.
stop.
Y'all
Stop
know I
it.
ain't voting. You know I ain't voting.
Darnell.
Clever
Do not
Masters
listen to him.
opinions do not reflect
It did-
those
no,
of Taco Talk
at
Tuesday
all.
Not.
or
Civic
Jeffrey Smith
engagement
as an
is the new
individual.
black. Civic engagement is the new black. It is. It is. You can't listen. He is popular right now. Donald Trump, you know what? Thank you for having this platform.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump is popular right now because he campaigns the same way that folks do SEO, search engine optimization marketing. That is the
Remember
way
that
that he campaigns. Okay, so he says his campaign people behind the scenes, and as a consultant, I can attest to this. Before he goes on stage, they say these are the top 5 things that are trending right now that we know on social media, and these are the top 5 things that you're going to insert into your speech, so that when we take a snapshot of what you say and we come back and we hashtag and type what it is that you said, you're going to forever be at the top of every search feed, and people are going to always talk about you. That is exactly there is no policy supporting any of the things that he is saying. He has yet to put forth any kind of policy that is going to stand firm on anybody's floor, anybody's convention floor, the Republican Party or the Democrat Party. There is no single form of policy. He doesn't have any legislative person on his staff right now that is in charge of developing any kind of policy. It is a mess.
Listen.
It is a mess, and he's only relevant because we continue to talk about him.
That
That is
Bless
the
us
only
all.
fuel that is fueling him is the fact that people will search him, will type in the things that he says, and he is literally getting paid for every time somebody talks about him.
Curious, like with Donald Trump, is it his celebrity? Which is why people talk about him because before this year running celebrity, but also when you think about past president Ronald Reagan was a celebrity. He was in film and everything, and look, he
Fuck
actually
Ronald
became
Reagan.
president.
Yeah.
Fuck Ronald Reagan.
He actually became president.
That's the biggest drug dealer ever.
I am curious
Contra.
about how much
Contra.
how much
Move weight.
how much of that actually plays into it as well.
Clearly a lot.
But a lot as to, again, when was Reagan president back then? That was different times now. I can't say the same thing will come to fruition that Trump will be president. Hopefully he doesn't. But
I'll tell you.
He won't if y'all go out and vote.
We don't
If y'all
choose-
go out and vote and use your
We don't choose the
brains
president.
and your common sense, he will not. Listen, okay, Darnell, I can't.
Wait.
Cause I was involved in the 2000 election.
wait, what did you say?
And so was I. Let's go.
I was involved in that 2000 election, and it was
That
some
was the year
bullshit. That's when
Florida
I
fucked up, right?
Yeah, I was in Florida. And I got to the poll. They told
that's
me I
why.
wasn't registered when I had my card and everything with my polling station. They said, "Oh, you're not registered. You're all go check." And it was me and 2,000 other.
But you know what the
students.
thing-
Then, who won? Who won popular vote?
But
We saw
Gore.
what for
Who
me
won presidency? Bush.
Listen,
It does
but
not
for
matter.
me,
I'm
how I
not
know
voting. I
voting
did vote. I did vote for
Voting
Obama.
matters.
I did vote for Obama.
It
Y'all
doesn't
know. Y'all know my
Voting
feelings about
matters.
Obama.
I cannot not even believe that we're
I
having
vote
a
locally. I vote
conversation.
locally.
No, but you
We can't all
can't
talk
just
over
say
each
that.
other.
Oh my
Presidency.
God, I'm
Stop,
gonna
Darby, we can't talk about it. I will say no.
Oh
Voting does
my God.
matter. Voting does matter. I
Voting
realize voting matters because I
absolutely
kind of
matters.
thought for the longest time
Yes.
the same thing, but I really realized voting mattered when Barack Obama became president. Whether
You know my feelings on Barack Obama.
whether people just voted for him because he's black or whether they listened to his policies, what he was trying to do. The fact that he became president meant that voting mattered, that we got out there and other people got out there to vote.
And
for
And can I
this
just
man.
say, but the two of you know probably where I'm about to go with this, that we vote before we even go to the polls. We vote when we're not in non-election years. We vote with your dollar, with the capital, social, political, and financial that we all have. That is when you first vote. So absolutely, yes, voting matters. If Donald Trump didn't have the platform and the endorsements financially and publicly that people are giving him, he would not have anything to stand on. People have voted for him before they are going to vote in the ballot box for
This
him.
is
So
an
voting absolutely
you're trying to
matters.
say that this is an Oscars that you can control.
Yes, it is.
Exactly.
And Oscars
That's what
that
you're
you
saying.
can control.
And
You know
Thank
how I wrap that
I
up?
like
So
how you
like,
wrap that
I
up.
will. You know what?
I should be a
Regular.
regular. Come here.
All right.
My car.
We gotta close this out, so we gonna make sure Darnell. I'm gonna make sure Darnell gets out there and vote.
I'm gonna get a sticker
So
so I
that's
post
it
on
for
Facebook.
hot
He's
topics
voting.
right now, you
He's
guys.
voting.
We're gonna take a very quick break, and we'll be right back with your question.
What did you get me involved in? What is this?
Audience on. Shots, 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 shots. Everybody! Shots, 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 shots.
I ain't voting. Go ahead.
Where did those come from?
It's not.
Y'all
He's
need two.
voting.
We supposed to have 4.
He's voting.
Everybody
No,
has
you're
one.
voting.
He's
Darnell,
voting.
Seriously.
He's gonna vote.
All right, so
He's voting.
now is the point, you guys. Favorite part of the show, viewer questions. We love it when you guys email us. Send in your questions, tacotalktuesday@gmail.com, and we will do our best to help you out. Does everybody refresh their beverage?
Yes.
Cleanse their palate?
Not like I need any more.
They have Krispy Kreme, didn't share them with me and Josh, so we're left out.
I'm so heavy right
Would you
now.
like some? Would you
No.
like a bit?
I'm good.
You don't want any?
I'm
Okay.
actually, this is the worst part of the show for me because I'm struggling to read these questions. All right, so first question. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
When my husband, Mac, calls me on the phone, he expects me to look at the caller ID and immediately interrupt whatever conversation I'm having to take his call. Unless I expect an important call from doctor or my children's school, I do not look at caller ID. I give my full attention to the person I'm speaking to. If I hear someone beep, I'll attempt to quickly bring the conversation to a polite and natural end before calling back the person who tried to reach me. Mac believes that anyone I'm talking to should understand that he takes priority. So today he called 7 times in 2 minutes and then berated me for not instantly taking his calls about an unimportant matter.
Okay. I
In
get
Mac,
it.
hang
All right, go
on.
ahead.
In Mac's defense, he's a high-level executive with limited free time during the day. He is not otherwise demanding and usually calls me only once a day. I make every effort to quickly wrap up my phone calls and return his within minutes. Who is right?
Who is she talking to? When he's calling.
She might be a girlfriend. She sounds like a housewife to me. So she might be on just friends.
You take that role when you get into a relationship with someone. I think. I'm sorry. I'm one of those.
of
that-
answering the call?
You say
absolutely.
Mac is right?
You Stepford wife.
I'm a home. Yeah.
No.
I'm
I
sorry.
think Mac's about to beat the shit out of her.
Right, that's what it is.
And he's Mac.
I'm sorry.
Mac thinks she's at home with a dick in her mouth.
Oh my God.
That's what Mac is doing. Mac is like, well, why
you
didn't you
say
answer?
that?
Why didn't you
Yeah.
answer the phone? Why didn't you answer the phone? Are you fucking?
He's a high level person. He doesn't have time.
No, Mac's out there fucking too. That's why he's blaming
That's
you.
why
for
he's
fucking.
worried.
That's why he's worried.
All while you were reading that question, I was mouthing "run" to the camera. So, I
But
hope
yeah,
you
run because he's about to beat
So,
some dick.
Run.
Kenya, as
Disagree.
the woman, what is your, as the female here?
I think that there are other ways that we women can affirm our men rather than just being always available to answer their phone calls. And I feel like if that is her sole purpose and sole way of affirming her man and reminding him that he still has precedence, then they have way bigger problems.
But clearly, she's not doing her job somewhere.
It's not her to do her job. Wait a minute. That is wait a
high level
Shit.
exec.
whoa.
He's looking
No.
now.
Her job.
What's her job?
Listen.
What's her job?
I'm not in this conversation.
Okay, sweetheart.
She
Listen.
talks on the phone. Apparently, that's what
She's
she
a
does.
okay. She's
Hang
a
on, hang on,
telemarketer.
Hang on, Kenya, go ahead.
She's a telemarketer.
Kenya.
Leave her alone.
Next question. This is ridiculous. It is not, first of all, I'm not even going to address what you just said, but
She is. What if she is?
There are other ways. If he listen, taking a phone call, being able to take a phone call is not the end of the world. It is not.
So okay, listen to this. So I was in Vegas for Memorial Day with, with two of my friends. With two of my friends, they came with their wives, and I was just like the fifth wheel. But that night, me and the guys went out, and we were all just kicking it. And they called their wives by 2:00 because the wives went out to a casino. The wives didn't answer the phone. They called back at least 10 times. It was like, and left messages. Why don't you answer the phone? I'm sitting there like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, and they were like, I don't know what she's doing. She always answers. Why is she not answering right there? Like, I don't understand that. That's a problem for me. You call me, I'm not answering either. I don't answer the phone anyway.
I mean, it's different if I'm calling you or calling somebody, like, oh, I'm in a relationship or married with. If you don't pick up, what is my thing? If you don't pick up, yeah, I probably think you fucking.
Exactly.
However, I'm not gonna keep calling you back. Just call me when you're done.
The Council of Men, you will answer so many unanswered questions I have had about my past relationships right now. Is that really what y'all think?
If you do not pick up, you are fucking.
I don't think that. I just think you bitch because I'm not gonna answer. I'm gonna fuck you answer. I'm not gonna.
No. Because see, the thing is, I'm gonna know if you're busy. Because before I left the house that morning, you're gonna be like, oh babe, I have to go to work. I have a meeting. I have this going. So I'm gonna know you busy. But if you ain't told me you doing shit today, and I call you at 2:00 in the afternoon, you fucking just call me when you're done.
To back up the point, okay, so I'm visiting LA. I took an Uber earlier today. Wait, this is actually relevant to what Jeff has to say.
I am horrified.
I was just in an Uber.
Go ahead.
Earlier today.
Oh.
Somehow, the young lady who was driving, we got on the topic of relationships. She recently got out of one like 3 days ago with her girlfriend.
Bless it, Lord.
So she knew. Settle down. She knew that her dad got a heart attack or something like that. Oh. She called her girlfriend. Girlfriend wasn't picking up. She was in Atlanta. She was here. Not picking up. She knew something was up. Long story short, she was fucking.
That's a long distance. Anybody in long distance?
No, it wasn't long distance. She was just visiting, but she was fucking.
Okay.
Well, different time zones does not count apparently to some people.
Darnell, you have the worst advice.
That's not the worst advice.
Really, you don't think people should vote either?
Don't vote. So anyway, to wrap this up, to answer the question, Darnell,
run. He's gonna leave you like Britney in 2007. You gonna be crazy cutting this shit off.
Kenya,
girl, bye.
Josh,
no, stay with him, but just answer the calls. And you're a telemarketer.
Let him abuse you.
Listen, I'd say just call him when you done fucking.
No.
So all right, next question, you guys.
I cannot believe.
I am an 18-year-old high school senior who will be leaving for college soon. My boyfriend, also a senior, will be leaving too. We have been going out for the past 2 years and trust each other completely. No. We attended different schools, so we are both fairly adapted to and using quotes, long distance relationship.
Fairly adapted?
The problem is, I will be going to college in Florida while he stays in Michigan.
Come on, Bethune.
Neither of us want to break up, but we understand the enormous changes that will be taking place soon. I don't want to force any unnecessary stress upon him, and I know he feels the same. It's two questions to this. What are the chances of a long distance relationship like this working out? And do you have any tips for maintaining it?
You're
go
8.
First.
Who's first?
No,
I remember.
It will not work out. No. Not just because it's long distance.
No.
Because y'all are young. Y'all are 18.
18
going into college. So it's not going to work out.
I love you.
Relationships before 25 don't count.
No.
I agree.
Or even after. Like,
after.
I mean, let's be serious. Like, we're all very much not there anymore. I'm just saying. They don't. Like, you don't even know who you are, sweetheart. You don't even know who you are.
But I did this. I was in this relationship.
Were you?
I did this relationship.
At 18?
2 years at 18.
Somebody
Since 16.
At 18.
Oh, since 16.
At 18, me and my girlfriend, we went to 2 different high schools. And but in the same town. And then we went to 2 different colleges. And so we maintained this relationship for about a year and a half in college, but I was fucking. She was fucking. She ended up getting pregnant by some dude, had an abortion, this is crazy shit. Christmas night though, like sophomore year, she was like, I gotta tell you something. She had confessed to like fucking like 12 dudes. And I was like, good, because I was fucking too. And then as long as you can do that, like I don't give a fuck.
No, this
Go ahead and try to hold on.
Hey, Kenya.
No. First
no
of all,
to the relationship?
where are your parents?
What the college?
And it's not a relationship. It's not a
Come on, now,
relationship.
they're 18.
If you're not getting
No, you don't need a boyfriend, honey. Listen, I don't know how fine your man is, but I guarantee you there will be 32,000 other fine men at the institution that you're going to be going to. And then the neighboring institutions, those guys also come to your campus too. Know that
Know
they're going
your
to be
city.
fine too.
Please know your city.
Know your city.
And
yes.
surrounding universities.
But do not give the punani away
You
to
have
everybody.
Listen,
There was
stop.
a girl named
Stop
Firehead
it.
in my. Go ahead.
Oh my God! You do not need the pressure
You get it, man.
of having to maintain a relationship when you're learning yourself. This process in college is going to be so transformational for you.
Right.
It's going to be an awesome thing, and you really need 100% of your attention.
Listen.
Divulge and focused inward on who you are and who you are becoming, because if you do not, you will be a less of a person moving forward. You will not be a whole enough of a woman for the men that you desire to have later on in your life if you do
Find
not
you an
take the
athlete,
time
find you an
right
athlete
now.
or a frat boy and make it happen.
So
No.
sum it up. Final advice, Josh. Go.
You gotta. I mean, this is your college. This is freshman year. Have your experience. Freshman year is the best year. It's like you have your experiences. You meet a lot of people. You do. I mean, this is the time where you should be coming into yourself, becoming an adult, but also having a ton of fun because there's no obligations that you have. No, have fun.
Have fun.
And if y'all meet up in 4 years and want to hook up and
4
and
years, that's still too short.
well, I know, but after college and you want to move in together and because you guys have a great relationship, fine. But have your fun. I'm with
All right.
Kenya. Do your thing.
Kenya, final advice.
Yeah, just, you can do everything that you want to do and still be single. No one even knows what these titles don't even mean anything. They don't have any transferable value in college. Single, taken, relationship,
No,
none of that.
Right.
It doesn't
They
mean
do.
anything. It doesn't mean
Darnell,
anything.
Final advice.
Go find
Two
you a fat
things.
boy.
Right, two things. Okay, two things. Until you're married, you're single, and then second one, getting into a serious relationship before 30 is like leaving the club at 6 o'clock in the evening.
All right, or showing up at 6 in the evening. All right. I just say date often. Under 30, just date. Don't take it serious. All right, so you guys want to do one more or?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right, so one more, real quick. My husband Harry and I have a good marriage for
Nobody
20.
here no more. He
Right, it's a
old.
code
Leave
name.
him. He old.
All right.
Leave him. Oh, okay.
And we had a good marriage for 25 years, but we've grown apart and have agreed to divorce when our child finishes college. We just don't have a lot in common anymore. Harry is on the road a lot, and I have my own business.
Honey.
My problem is I've fallen in love with Harry's cousin, Cyrus.
God.
We met 25 years ago.
She's
at
giving
my-
names out like
Hang on.
these better be fake names.
We met 25 years ago at my sister-in-law's house and were instantly attracted.
Call
My
Jerry.
mother-in-law reintroduced us 5 years ago so we could put together a business deal and become close. Cyrus is successful and he's generous to me and my child. I've been secretly in love with him all these years, and now he's fallen in love with me too. Because I plan to leave Harry does not mean I want to leave his family. I have a wonderful mother-in-law and great sister-in-laws, and I love being a part of their family.
No.
No, you
I
can't.
enjoy, it's almost done. I enjoy the weddings, family reunions, and even the memorial services. Wait, what?
What?
Even the memorial services.
When her family dies,
Some
when people.
funerals all the turn up.
When I divorce Harry,
She gets to see him.
When I divorce Harry and marry Cyrus, I plan to remain a part of their family. But my sister-in-laws do not approve, and they no longer want to continue our friendship. If it doesn't bother my soon-to-be ex-husband, why should my
Oh my
continuing to attend
God.
family reunions bother them? And will time heal all wounds?
What?
I don't want to deal with this.
Let me go. I need to say something.
This cousin.
There are how many people out there, and you're
Fuck
going
my
with a
husband.
cousin of the family. Out of
fell in
that,
love with 25 years ago. When
right?
you married,
but you've been
Harry.
fucking your husband. I mean, I can only assume. Let me get this straight. So you want to go after a cousin that's I think, and maybe I'm the only one, but I think it's because it's untouchable, and it's one of those things where it's sort of, you knew you can't have it, so that's why you want it, but you
See, I
can't go
disagree.
in the same family.
I disagree.
Can I ask you a question, Darnell, real quick? Have you ever hooked up with two people in the same family?
Yes.
Really?
Can I
Absolutely.
answer for him?
Siblings.
Yes.
Siblings, roommates.
No.
cousins,
I want
mother
siblings.
and daughter.
Oh my
No, I've
God.
never done mother. I'm just
Okay.
kidding. But no, I've never done it. But no, same family, yes. And
Can I please be excused?
roommates in college, yes. Roommates in college, yes. Same family, yes. But I think that sometimes you're in a relationship, and I think sometimes you run into someone that you're really supposed to be with, and sometimes you can't help who that is. What if you are in a relationship and you're at a coffee shop one day and you having this conversation and you realize that the person you're talking to is the person you're supposed to be with? What do you do then? I'm going to leave and I'm going to be with this person. And I think that if she falls in love with Mac, Harry, whoever the cousin is, that's who she needs
Mac
to go
was
be
the
with.
first story.
If the husband doesn't give a shit, I mean, she can't be in the family no more. Like, I mean, well, Tito and
So
Jermaine
her
did.
thing, her
Tito
thing,
and Jermaine
no,
did it.
her thing is not about the husband because clearly the husband doesn't care. It's about the in-laws. She likes the in-laws, but the in-laws like, bitch.
But
no.
they don't give right. The in-laws don't. They ain't fucking.
But
with her
she
no
likes
more.
the in-laws.
Right.
So
But they ain't
she's
fucking with
like-
her no more. So I mean, but
They
Tito and
ain't fucking
Jermaine did
with
it. Like they married the same
They
woman,
married
had
the same
kids by the
woman,
same
yeah.
woman, and the woman stayed in the house.
Yep.
Like she left one, stayed in the house, and got with the other one, and they got kids that are cousins, siblings. You know what I mean? So you know, if you fall in love with somebody, go ahead and try. If it doesn't work,
But
it
now,
doesn't.
so she also remember though, her and Harry
all
have.
about it. I say go for it.
Her and Harry have a child together, so they have a child.
Why are they waiting to divorce? They mentioned
No,
because
they're after the child graduates from,
which is
high school.
bullshit. What is that going to do? Why?
I know people like that. I had a boss like that. She was like, you know, her kids were like 8. She was like, when they graduate high school, I'm going
We
to
gotta
leave my
wrap this
husband.
up. So we got to wrap
Like,
this
why are you
up.
waiting so long?
Yeah.
So Kenya, final advice.
Just no.
No.
Oh, and she's and
Darnell,
oh, no.
final advice.
Oh, final advice. Fuck the cousin, be with them, marry him, love him, and then if it doesn't work out, go for someone else.
Josh.
Yeah, you can't be in the family. Don't do. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of people out there. Get out.
But the husband doesn't give the husband doesn't care.
He didn't say that?
That's what she said. She said, if my husband doesn't care, why should his siblings?
I think it's way more than that. You're gonna bop around the same family. This sounds very trailer parky to me.
Right.
No
I'm the same way as Josh. All right, you guys. So let's view your questions. Send your questions to tacotalktuesday@gmail.com. We will do our best to give you our best advice. We're going
Why
to
you
take
drinking
another
like
quick
tea?
break, and we will be right back to
I
let you
needed
guys
two
know
hands.
what
I
we're
needed the
obsessed with.
support of both hands to help me.
All right, you guys.
Let's put
So
that on
now
there.
we are at the point of the show. We like to let you guys know what we are obsessed with. So, Darnell, take us away.
Okay, so I'm obsessed with actually the Oscar boycott. Like all these people are boycotting the Oscars, but no one has tried to kill or boycott Mona Scott Young. And I just don't understand why she's still, like y'all are talking about boycotting the Oscars because they don't have any black people, but we got all these shows with black people on there making a fool of us. So if you're going to boycott the Oscars, you need to boycott whatever VH1 that shows these housewife shows and all. And Mona Scott Young is a serial killer and she needs to be murdered. That's all I have to say about that.
All right. Kenya.
I am obsessed with civic engagement. I really am. I am obsessed with encouraging everybody to get out there and understand that this political process, this great American democracy, is malleable. You can affect it. You can push on it. You can leave your fingerprint. It does happen. Change is affected. And so I want everybody to know that they need to go out there and vote. You need to register to vote. If you're not registered to
Darnell,
vote,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
please,
I am ready.
She's gonna kill you.
Please get out there.
Darnell will be voting.
please get out there and be registered to vote and understand that politics affects you most closely at home. Local municipal politics is the things, most of the time when you step outside on the sidewalk and you look around your neighborhood and you find things that you are unhappy about, it is because of what is happening locally and municipally. Just understand that you can affect change on the local level, you can affect change on the state level, and you can affect it on the federal level. This election that is coming up is super important. You have to come out there and vote. You have to let your voices be heard.
Feel the burn.
And so I just thank you. I love you too. I just need everybody to understand that, and
Thank
because
you.
we have to. It is vital. Vote or die, for real.
Yes,
for
Josh.
real. Vote or die.
Mine's gonna be
20 seconds.
way lighter. Like I said, I saw.
Gerbils.
I was at. I was at the Real this morning. I saw Marlon Wayans was on, and I was shocked and excited at this
I'm
man's
not gonna say
career because he has had he sort of held the test of time. He's promoting Shades of Black, and
50 Shades
Shades of Black. And
I was like, you mean black don't crack? Like,
No,
He
no,
also just looks. He was standing the test of time.
he looks great, and he's still funny. And the
God
joke
bless
that
this melanin.
the joke that I walked away with was, this is very funny, that he was talking to the ladies and he was telling them about how he's excited that he doesn't have to teach his son or his kids about sex education and how the schools will take it for him, because he would have said, oh God, I feel bad saying this, but how he would have said 2 strokes and then put on a rubber. And that's how his form of sex education was. And I was just very excited that he's really stood the test of time, and it looks like a good
You
movie.
know what Tracy Morgan said? He said, if you ain't ready to die for it, you don't need to be doing it.
Wow, that was rough.
That was horrible,
All
right?
right, you said
Horrible
that.
news.
Now, mine is about to be really light, and you didn't drop that in there.
Okay.
So what I'm obsessed with, I actually spent part of Saturday watching it. So Netflix always coming out with good original programming. They have this show on there. It's called Chelsea Does, starring Chelsea Handler. It's a 4-part documentary series, and each one she's tackling a different topic. I watched the first 2.
I saw the billboard.
I watched Chelsea Does Marriage, where it's just Chelsea talking about relationships, talking with people, giving her own takes, sitting with her family. And I watched the second one, which is Chelsea Does Silicon Valley. And that one is about technology. She's trying to create an app, and she's doing she goes to this retreat, some shit that you would do, Darnell. Goes to this retreat out in the desert with some people.
I'm doing that next month.
It's hilarious. It's 2 more left. It's Chelsea Does Racism and Chelsea Does Drugs.
Racism.
Yeah, which I hear actually.
Doesn't she smoke with Willie Nelson?
I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Sorry, I didn't watch it.
But
I saw it on a recap.
it's hilarious.
I would love to do some drugs
Listen,
with
it's
Chelsea
only
Handler.
4 parts, so it's a very short commitment, not a 13-episode series. Each one is like an hour, 20 minutes. But it's hilarious. I like Chelsea Handler.
I'm a fan.
And it's
do
really
like her.
Man, I don't know about this racism thing.
I'm very interested to watch it.
I am going to watch it.
Yeah.
She
I'm very
dated
interested
50
to watch it.
Cent to give her
I
fairness.
remember that. I remember.
Right.
I remember.
All right, you guys. So thank you guys for tuning in. Real quick before we leave, everybody, let them know who you are. If you have anything coming up, where they can find you.
Darnell Lamont Walker. I have a film that will be showing in the Pan African Film Festival. And Rapid Lion if you're watching from South Africa, and LA Cinefest and Hollywood Sky so far. And maybe Atlanta, I'll find out this week, and like 20 other places, I hope.
Huge.
We're going to cross our fingers. But yeah, you can find me at Darnell Walker at PassportRequired.com if you're a traveler, and TheCleverBastard.com if you just like talking about bullshit.
Great. My name is Kenya T. Parham. I'm a political strategist. You can find me at www.kparham.com. I recently launched a urban think tank on civic engagement called Parlay. We're having our next Parlay coming up. You can find all of the information on my website. Go register to vote.
Yes.
Well done.
Thank you.
Is it Joshua or just Josh?
It's Joshua, but
Yes,
I don't know.
Joshua.
So all social media is at Joshie McB, JOSHYMCB. Let's see how far the range is. February 1st, I'll be in the Hartford area on Better Connecticut for twice that week. February 8th, I will be on Baltimore Fox, the morning show, to talk about best Valentine's Day gifts for guys. Later that week, I will be in New York City on the CW network chatting. Also, for every type of guy, best Valentine's Day gifts for him. And you can check all of that out at joshmcbrideworld.com.
I know. Are you celebrating Valentine? Y'all celebrating Valentine?
Yes.
Yeah, of
Oh, I know
course.
you are.
Oh, look at you!
Y'all,
Look
anyway,
at you
all of
glowing.
y'all have all this big shit
Look
coming
at
up.
him glowing.
That's
Look
the
at you.
alcohol.
Y'all can find me
That's the alcohol.
everywhere at Jeffro5. That's all platforms. Or at Taco Talk Tuesday, you can find me. What do I have coming up? You can see me auditioning around LA.
In a local audition room
In
near
a
you.
local cat studio. I'll be there. All my actors, y'all get that joke.
Catch the 5 guys. Fat
Right,
burger.
right. You can check out my IMDb. I do have credits. No, but Taco Talk Tuesday, you guys. We'll be back next week. Again, if you guys want to come sit at the table, have some drinks, conversation, email us Taco Talk
Wait, I
Tuesday.
just got one question before we log off. Can you give us one gift that's good for guys for Valentine's Day?
Ooh,
Okay. One for the people.
I got to give you something good then.
Make it quick. We got 10 seconds.
There's a new Nautica cologne out that I really like.
They sell it at Walmart?
No, they
On
sell it
that,
at Macy's.
on that note,
Nautica's Walmart.
At
see you
Macy's.
guys next week. Bye.